We just heard the story about Jesus dining at the home of Simon, a Pharisee. A woman, by all accounts, a sinful woman, enters the room and interrupts the meal with an extravagant display of love and adoration. It's hard to imagine a more awkward, even scandalous social situation. But Jesus does not appear to be upset or uncomfortable. He doesn't stop the woman or offer an explanation to his host or the other guests. It appears that he gives everyone time to witness the event and to think about it. And finally, after what must have seemed like an eternity, he speaks. And his comments are certainly not what the people in the room expected, and probably not what we are expecting. He responds by contrasting the woman's action with Simon's reception. He seems to acknowledge that Simon is indeed a good man, a righteous person, but one who has a different motive for receiving Jesus. For Simon, the event that evening is a test. He was curious about this man who was becoming known as a healer and a prophet. This man named Jesus even claimed to be the Son of God. Simon the Pharisee was probably trying to make sense of all the rumors that surrounded this man and trying to determine what the attraction was for his followers. In a practical way, he was probably trying to determine how this man named Jesus might impact his own future as a Pharisee, and for that matter, the entire Pharisaic law. But the woman's part is a much different story. Her encounter with Jesus is motivated by faith and filled with love. She clearly expresses sorrow for her sins, gratitude for being in Jesus' company, and her love for Jesus. And therein lays the difference in the message of the gospel. Both the woman and Simon shared a similar experience. They both spent time in the presence of Christ, but had different motivations and responses. She was motivated by love and faith. He was motivated by curiosity in the implications Jesus' teachings might have on the existing law and his own career. This gospel reinforces how important it is for us to remember that the new covenant is based on love, not the law. The lesson comes through loud and clear. It is a message that we need to take to heart. It is a message we need to incorporate into our lives and living. It is a message that should be the foundation of our Catholic faith. We can come to a better understanding of today's gospel lesson by considering 2 points. First, we need to realize that we are unable to earn God's love. Indeed, we cannot earn God's love. Why? Because we already have it. Everything we have, our lives, our talents, our treasure, has been freely given to us by God. Secondly, we have to understand that we have God's unconditional love as a free gift. We don't have to ask for it. We don't have to appreciate it. We don't have to do anything. No matter what we say or do or don't do, It will always be there. So with this in mind, the only honest way to accept and respond to God is with love. Love for God and love for our neighbor. So as we come to the table of the Lord today, let us remember that the greatest example of God's love for us is in the gift of the Eucharist. As we receive the body and blood of Christ, let us pray that through the grace of this sacrament, we may be strengthened in our love for God and our love for one another. Then, and only then, can we truly glorify the Lord by our lives.